Hi Leo, welcome back for your October reading. If you're wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below. Also, the shop is officially open, so if you're wanting to purchase candles, incense, smudge sticks, etc., obviously the range will grow as the shop does. It's open. Now, I have kept the readings similar to last month. Due to the fact I was sick, there was a few hurdles. There was power outage due to works in the area. I do have a new video recorder coming, so the quality of the videos hopefully should become clearer. Okay, what am I feeling for you guys? Yours is kind of a strange one this month. I feel that, like most of the signs when I've meditated, home-related subjects have come up. So for you, this will be relevant as well. But also, it might be anything from renovating home, changing home, moving location, people moving in, new additions within the home. But in general, for October, home seems to be on the agenda in some shape or form. I've also purchased tarot cards connected to the power of manifestation and the way in which you can remove blocks and look at scenarios so that it can help you, instead of looking at a situation as a hurdle, to actually look at it from the perspective of what can you actually do to remove that hurdle and work with that hurdle as a whole. I feel a very quiet energy around you. I feel you to be doing a lot of reflection inside your mind. You're going back over old ground mentally and emotionally. It's really a strange energy for your sign. There is a lot of luck around you and a lot of happiness, but there's also a lot of reflection going on. And you're not, there's some things you're wanting to talk about, but you don't know how to explain it to certain people. It's a feeling you've got. It's an emotion that you've been dealing with that has been buried for a long time, that is coming to the surface again for some reason, for you to be able to look at from a different perspective, for you to heal. Pardon me. I feel it's family related. There feels as though there's a lot of family dynamics, and it doesn't feel it's ill. It more feels it's old paradigms and ways of thinking of things. And you're going back over old ground and you're processing how you felt about it back then as to how you feel about it now. Strange. You're concerned about money, but money's not really the issue. It's like you're a bit wary about it, but at the same time there's other things going on, so it's not on the top of your list right now. Yeah, it's just a very strange energy, really. Over all the zodiac signs, I do feel for some of you, your friendships are changing as well. There are some people who you cut out of your life and you're thinking you did that a bit too prematurely, and other people who you are going to cut out of your life that you feel it's well overdue. Also, people that you haven't seen in a very long time are actually coming back, or they're making connection. That is really weird. There is an orb. Okay, like I said, it's a very weird energy this month with you guys. Okay, through the cards. If something is on your mind connected to something you've been feeling or sensing, be careful of your mindset, because if you are fearing something, you can actually co-create it. And that was the whole reason I purchased these cards, it was very strange because I was thinking on the basis of how we actually manifest. And the funny thing is, when we put our mind to something, a bit like the book The Secret, we can believe in it so strongly and almost like an order, place it out to the universe. And within time, with true belief of that situation, we do tend to receive what we've actually asked for. The same goes when we're actually dealing with our negative feelings connected to old issues that could have been from past tense relationships and scenarios that have really blocked you to a point where they come up and you're wondering why these things continue to come up. Now, upon kind of really thinking about that process and through a lot of the readings I've done in my private readings, these scenarios are a bit like your shadow self is an aspect, obviously, of yourself that a bit like the yin and yang. Now, when we've had a past tense event happen, what then happens is, if we haven't learnt from that scenario, then I just had to check then because I so swear I saw an orb again. What then happens is it will co-create in a separate situation to then test us. And through that test, it's a realization and a question. So have you learnt this aspect? Have you healed this aspect in your life? And are you moving away from it? So really, if you're really putting the energy into something you're fretting about, you're going to co-create it. So it's asking you to only focus on your highest kind of vibration of what you're wanting in a situation. Reflect on something, look back to the past connected to perhaps, you know, what has not worked, which I do feel for many of you, for some reason, you're looking back at an old relationship, and this won't be for all of you, but there is for I'd say a 50% of you, where you're actually looking at a situation from the standpoint of gratefulness that you're away from the situation, but also a negative mindset connected to it where hurt is directly connected. Now, you're going to attract that back as a test, and it doesn't have to be with that same individual. It can be with a separate individual where a trigger point's going to come up, where you're thinking that that's all you're deserving, and it wasn't. Sometimes a trigger point is something you're actually sending out to the universe to then happen within your life again and again and again, and it's not a punishment, it's an aspect of growth that you're working through at the moment. I do see a lot of you working on old hurts, but you're very, very ready to let that go. How you choose to do that is very much up to you with your energy levels, and you can also look at your rising signs connected to the area it directly relates to. So it might be in your money zone, it might be in your relationship zone. So you'd need to look at your rising signs to get a bit more deeper insight into that and do the work connected to that area. Again, your mind is becoming healthier in a sense that you are totally aware that the way in which you believe in things is actually what you're co-creating. So by doing the work and trying to put that healthy mindset out there, by getting adequate rest, you're going to get the clarity you need connected to this. But you're happy within the world you have. You feel very grateful connected to the world you have right now. Some aspects of it and people that left that world, you're wanting back in it. And you're working out how to bring the balance so that you can have that happy world that you so rightfully deserve. Okay, at the moment you have this card in reverse in the chakra. Now, you're not feeling as grounded. And again, I am feeling directly connected to you thinking a lot and you not sleeping enough. So I feel as if you have the sleep, you're going to feel more balanced connected to how you're directly thinking on something. Sometimes when you are processing something, the easiest way when the mind does not have a solution is to sleep, because the mind actually assists in processing that information to give you solutions. Your home as well is in reverse. So you're still a bit unsure connected to home, whether it directly relates to you, what home to be in, what home actually means. You're processing all of these aspects in October. And within the home, I do think that by Christmas, there may be a move for many of you, or a change in the way you're living within a home. Use the home in a sense where you currently are and how you physically live your life and the way in which you use the home to dictate the type of home you're going to require. And then you can look at aspects, and it can be something as simple from a woman's point of view of cupboards, or it can be a perspective of, do you need a shed? Look at who you are to the core, because this year being a number 1 year is very much about who you really are. So your life for all of the zodiacs very much this year has been very much dissected to a point where you're really reassessing who you are to the core, connected to relationships, connected to your workplace, your friendships, how you live, the hobbies you do. Everything has been really turned upside down, thrown out. That's why it's been such heavy energy, but the heavy energy is a positive energy at the same time, because you're physically throwing out what you don't need. And that's another sign as well. You'll find close to times where you're physically moving home, you will actually throw items out because you're preparing for the new. And as you're getting into that nest zone, even if you aren't a female or pregnant, what you find is you tend to accumulate things in readiness. Okay. Now, for some of you, you may have had a child. Or there might be a childlike way in viewing something. But the card says babies are thinking when they are born. So you might be looking at a situation from an innocent point. You also might be noticing that your child is a little bit different. Now, some of these children can be indigo children in a sense of the way they perceive and think and do things might be a bit more energetic and more mature than most children of the age. That's what I'm being shown. Okay, people often incorrectly assume that since a baby cannot speak, it could not be creating its own reality, but that is not the case. Even those who do not have language are not creating through words, but through thoughts. Your babies are thinking when they are born, and before they were born, they are vibrating awareness. Their vibration frequency is immediately affected by the vibrations that surround them in their birth environment. So, you know, many parents do get to a point where they're trying to change the dynamic in the environment to suit the family, and it is very much each to their own. But others actually sense the love and the vibration within the home. So the energy you place out, if your child's relaxed, it's physically because your energy field is very relaxed. So they can be receiving that actual frequency. You're very in tune and in sync to people in general, and that's you as a whole. So children might be directly pivoting towards you in a sense of sensing your energy and vibration in the month of October. So it might be that your family members are having children and they're very connected to you, or you physically have had a child and the child is directly connected to you. Now the vibration will equal, and you will be able to pick up and intuitively know how these children are directly feeling. So anything connected to baby or children will be relevant for you this month. Okay, successfully speaking, you need to believe that anything you put your mind to this month, you can achieve. So if you feel you can't do something, you're not going to be able to do it. You really need to believe that you have all the tools and all the skills this month to handle any adversity that's coming your way. I don't feel it to be heavy energy. I feel it to be a very positive energy, but also more that you're mentally processing situations, and you're also spending a great deal of time with family members. Now, as I said, I do feel for some of you there are people that are away that are going to come back into the scenario, and if this has happened and time has lapsed between you seeing these people, it is saying and suggesting that if you picture the most peaceful outcome connected to this scenario, you can have it as long as you all work together as a team and understand the past was the past, the here and now is where you are. Okay, in your life, you do know where you're going and you do have luck, and on a financial level, many people do believe fish is directly connected to money, and that's more the European aspect of things in the cup reading. What you're going to find is you do know where you're going. And you are moving in the right direction. So any vibration you feel connected to your path is correct. You need to follow that. Even if the road doesn't look clear, knowing that the feeling within it is correct is the correct path. There never really is a wrong path, because if it is, you end up getting steered back to the correct path at the given time. So you can actually take detours in life, if you know, connected to your destiny as such. If you accidentally pick a road which your soul path might deem as maybe the wrong road, the universe will assist you to get back on the right track. You just receive additional learnings. Okay, in some aspects you have this card in reverse. Now it's about the fact that you're feeling you can't adapt to changes, and within the safety, you know, you're actually feeling you do know where you're going, but how you're going to get there you don't know. And because you're not adapting to the changes, it might take a little bit longer. You know, be easy on yourself, be kind to yourself, that it isn't a test. This isn't a trial run. Take it day by day, put one foot in front of the other, and you're going to make it through. I'll pull a clarifier for that. And again, I am feeling fatigue related, so you do need to get more sleep, because the processing of the mind actually works a lot better when you actually get the sleep to process the information, and then it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Okay, it's because you're not making a decision connected to what you're wanting to do. So even though you have theoretically made up your mind connected to what you want to do and where you're going, you haven't confirmed it. So until you actually accept what you want to do in your mind yourself and own it, movement will not happen. Okay, couples. What's going on with you guys? Again, I feel you guys to be spending a bit of time at home. I do feel a lot of people around you at the moment. I do feel your emotions to be a bit up and down. But again, it's directly connected to fatigue. You're not going crazy, but I'm not a doctor. There does feel to be quite a lot of social events, but you are actually, I feel you do want to get out. You've got to pace yourself. And I do feel socialisation to be highlighted. However, it very much is a balancing act for you at the moment. But you're doing it very well. I do see you having an idea in mind connected to business. Now, this idea, although it won't come to fruition till maybe next year, it's an idea that you put on the back burner, and I'm being shown don't forget it. Because for you physically, right now might not be the right time, and it could be due to what you're doing in the relationship right now and where you are. But it's saying don't forget that. Don't give up on that idea. It's a very good idea, and it's going to bode very well at a financial level, I'm being shown. But not so much on a financial level. I'm not being shown that that's the aspect of importance. It's almost more I'm being shown that you're wanting the success directly connected to it, that it is a valid and good idea, and I'm being shown yes it is. I do feel for some of you there might be a separate location and a move directly connected to work, but that may be, it might be now, but it is feeling for some of you it may be in the new year, or a process connected to an application for a position. Whoops. For some of you, you might not be generating as much cash as you'd like in comparison to your partner, but for some reason you're the head, and I don't know why. It feels as though you have a very business orientated mind, that what you have you can make last, and you're very careful connected to how you're using it now. That energy has very much changed. That won't be for all of you, but I do feel a lot of you who have energetically shifted, connected to your feelings directly connected to cash, that has changed. Okay, your partner is being very supportive, and you are making headway within the relationship. It does feel that the communication has directly opened within the relationship, but more on their side than yours at this point. They're becoming more open, and you're noticing a difference in them. So they've definitely changed compared to what they were 3 weeks ago. Okay, you're also feeling that now you can see the difference. You're willing to actually build on what's there now. And you're feeling there is more to build on right now, because you're seeing a difference within your partner and their energy, and it's working well. Both of you had been very concerned, connected to the relationship in some shape or form, but you have noticed over the last few months that both of you have really grown together and stepped up to emotionally and verbally support each other. Your partner is seeing this as a very positive thing, and they're really wanting to be a provider or a support, you know, in a sense, from a financial point of view. For them, it might have been difficult on the work front, and that's not for all of you within your partnerships, but you'd have to check their sign. But it feels as though what they're doing, what you're doing is very different, but what you each have to offer each other is of balance. Now you're feeling there's more justice, and it could be connected to them actually receiving a position that they really want. But the routine that you're going through at the moment is, you don't want it to drag your energy down, but I do feel it will feel like Groundhog Day by the 2nd week of October. I'll pull some clarifiers on that. Okay, connected to business for your partner, and or the way certain things had gone, I'm feeling, and I'm being shown, because this is past tense, there was a lot of frustration, but I do feel any contracts that are going to come through for them at a financial level, there's going to be a delay directly connected to this. They may feel that some of the energy is out of balance, but they're choosing to do what they're doing right now. Through this process for you, you're actually finding that you're getting to know yourself a lot better. And you're also balancing the finances. But connected to your money, there is a bit of a conversation. So it can be external people. This could be family members that are actually discussing your position. And it frustrates you because you feel people are talking behind your back. But this is more on your partner's side that they're discussing it. Where there's communication directly connected to your relationship, what the dynamic is, and their opinions of it. So try to light yourself in a sense so that your bubble is protected and grounded, because that did come up within your general section. Try not to get unhinged by people's opinions directly connected to what you're both doing. This is your bubble and your family, and that's all that matters. Because of the energy that one side of the family is giving, You guys are very happy the way things are at the moment, and you're definitely doing the work. I do feel a push to commit to that next level, and your partner is saying, we are dealing with things right now, and it doesn't feel heavy, horrible things. It just feels like normal, natural, relationship orientated things. And it could be for some of you that you've recently had a child, or it could be that you've recently moved, and they're saying, well, when's the big day? And you guys are physically saying, slow down. This is our road. This is our relationship. So that, again, is that's an example, but it does feel as though one side of the family is very much pushing the energy one way, and the other, you're thinking that, it needs to slow down as well. But people have opinions, but to the core, you guys are, very happy with what you're doing at the moment. You are concerned about money connected to New Year and Christmas. Try to put 1 or 2 items away, and you'll find it will lessen the load. Okay, so a phase in your partner's life is changing where a new one is beginning. So directly connected to this employment and this frustration and this block. Even if there are blocks, they're there for the positive. Don't look at them from a negative standpoint. Because I'm feeling as though if there's a delay in work, there is a need for the person to be home with you right now. You need to trust the process. And that's not for all of them. That might be that they're having a holiday, or they've been recently a bit run down or unwell. If there's a new contract coming through, I'm being shown there may be a delay and a process to go through, but it's not a bad thing. It's directly connected to the type of job it is. And it's something that your partner's really going to love doing. Okay, what's going on with yours? Okay, where you're taking on a bit more and actually trying to keep the balance within the relationship, and you're compromising connected to, flexibility, how you look at things, people's opinions. Don't be too flexible, because it will cause delays. Be open to new ideas connected to people's opinions. Even if they appear to be negative, they may be an asset to you. So it might be they have an idea directly connected to something you're currently dealing with at the moment. Your intuition, though, when you're at peace with yourself, you'll know this is all down to you two. But you do have a lot of healing that you've gone through, where you're going to have the clarity. And although you might be feeling tired, again, I will say, I am directly feeling you're the backbone for some reason this month. Okay, singles. You guys aren't wanting to do something in a certain way. You're digging your heels in connected to it. You're also not speaking to someone about something that's really been bothering you. You're trying to put yourself in a bubble during the time of healing. You're thinking this is the answer, and you do actually know what the problems are, and this can be of an emotional, personal, however it directly relates. You are aware of these things. And this could be something as trivial as having a checkup. And you're going, yeah, I do need to have that tooth taken out. I'll do it tomorrow. So they are things you're aware of in some shape or form. However this directly relates for you is what I'm being shown. So at a very general level, there is an aspect that you're dealing with that you are aware you need to deal with it, you just haven't. And the question has been, why? I think I've got the answer. Okay, you have blocks directly connected to ego. So it might be And my lovely friend Kelma on my Facebook page has done some work on me, and this was about 6 months ago, directly connected to ego. Had a bit of homework. Kinesiology. I'll put the link on my page. She's Perth based. Now these blocks can be triggers from the past, belief systems, mindsets. I do feel for some of you it's directly connected to family, but it's not family's fault is what I'm being shown. So some of the blocks that you directly have in your love life and the way you want to move forward is directly linked to health, directly linked to family and past tense events. So as you're purging and removing the blocks, I mean, there are different sections that you'll physically go through. Your relationship, as you forgive, you will be able to move forward and the block will be removed. But the process at the beginning of October is going to be very emotional. So I'm feeling more the first week. It feels like a very emotional time. Trigger points are coming up for you, but they're tests directly connected to the universe that are sending them your way. But it's not to punish you. It's to help you see things have changed. You have changed as well. You just haven't owned it yet. Okay, you're feeling that you're blocked, that you're being punished by the universe, and that this is in your romantic life, in your emotions, in your health, in your luck. But take the blindfold off. They're assets as well. Those things that have happened have given you the backbone you have today, and had they not happened, you would not have had the tools to deal with the things that are coming. And they're not bad things that are coming, it's just because some things that are removed, best way to describe it, okay, you can't break what's broken, and that is the only way I can kind of explain it. So if you've had something hurt and you've emotionally walked through that battlefield and done the work to heal, you can never be hurt that way again. So it's then an asset because you learned something. That's the only way I can describe it. So don't always look at it as the universe is punishing you. Once you move through that energy, it's gone. The residue of it and the memory and the connection and the learnings are there. To a degree, the memory of the pain is there, but with time it eases. You're not letting go of something, and that's where the block is. But it's because of you not wanting to face these things that have really hurt you in the past that it's preventing you romantically from moving forward. It's not making you feel safe. And I mean, on the gist of the in-betweener video that I do, you might want to check between the two signs when you're in two minds, because that's the best way to directly, see what exactly is going on. Okay, it's asking you not to give up connected to your romance. Don't give up. You have all the tools. You have passion. It's going to happen. Okay, things aren't moving as fast as you'd like, but it will move. And your ideals connected to relationships, either that you have a prince come and sweep you off your feet or a princess, however you want to look at it, they're different. So some of the way you have looked at things has been broken, and it's made you question the whole connection to relationships for many of you. But there is going to be a connection, and there are many choices, but because you've been hurt, you haven't seen the things that are directly in front of you. Okay. I do feel for some of you there is a water sign directly connected. Now, the people that are around you, there is a person that is very spiritual. There's two actually. One is more from the perspective of being religious. The other is more spiritual. There is a connection with this person, and they're asking you to be light and open-hearted, and, you know, be playful connected to the energy with them. You're still not completely feeling safe to progress forward for many of you, and you're going to have to take baby steps within this situation with this person. Now, it might be because some of you did, you know, an anniversary is coming up of a previous event, but they're asking you to be playful, connected to this new person. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got several potentials, but there's some that you look at as more a potential than others. But you're very much focused on the past more so than the people that are in front of you. And you're also very concerned about your finances and career. But it is affecting your love life. But again, that's ego-based. If there is a person who you are directly connected to and their income is more than yours, ego can actually block you feeling that you are worthy of that person. You have to understand that that person needs to love you unconditionally, that it is give and take, and you will have great financial days and poor financial days, and so too will this person. So if you're feeling physically blocked, and the question is, well, am I good enough for this person because they actually have, own more than me? You're missing the point. Love was not money. I'm just saying. Okay. I'll pull a chakra card based on that. What is the guidance for singles connected to this potential? And I did see a water sign directly connected to you on a romantic level. And for some of you, I did see a similar sign to what you are. But the connection will be the finances, I'm feeling, because that come through loud and clear. My alarm's going to go off. This is what you need to Google, okay? And that's what you need to deal with.